everybody, welcome back into more Burial at Sea. This is going to be the part 2 of my episode 2 playthrough of the DLC. So we are just going to jump right back into where we left off with Elizabeth about to head back into Columbia. Columbia, never thought I'd come back to Columbia, let alone to that exact moment. The dress?
Look. You're on the First Lady. It can't be this easy. The First Lady Mark II was built around a particle lift system just like all the buildings in the city. I read all about it in the Columbian Scientific. The particles seated at the top of the structure must be up that lift. Perfect.
Oh. Got you.
Seems like a lot of technology just to float an airship. Comstock never heard of hydrogen.
The First Lady Mark I did run on hydrogen, and it was destroyed by a single bullet from a Vox sniper. Unfortunately, the Prophet wasn't on board at the time.
Okay. Elizabeth was right, though. This seems too simple.
If I take the active particle, then the First Lady is just a 40-ton paperweight. Best to take the spare.
Is this the spare?
Here we go. Now let's head back through that tear.
You honestly expect Atlas to honor his side of the deal?
No, but we'll cross that bridge when we come
How do you plan
I
on
say you
handling
cross him
Atlas?
first.
He ain't just some spliced-up maniac.
He'll make a mistake. I just have to be ready to take advantage of it when it happens.
All for a girl you barely know.
How well did you know me when you came to Columbia?
Oh yeah, because there's something on the other side of this door.
Nothing but trouble that way. Best to head straight back to Rapture.
But there's something right there. Oh, come on. Elizabeth.
Pretty
Fine.
lady not finished yet.
What? Open the tear.
Power for device very expensive. Tit for tat.
Just tell me what you want.
Such a wonder something simple. Lock of hair.
Oh, you're not serious.
Not your hair, stupid. Think has a secret life. Mothballed, forgotten. In there, hair sample. In jar. Cannot miss it. You get for suture. Then everybody friends.
Where's his lab?
Closed off, past Fink's quarters. You smart lady, you find.
Suchong.
Should have seen that one coming.
Why can't it just be Elizabeth's hair? It's Elizabeth's hair you're probably after anyway. Well, at least I get to see. Oh, this is when the Vox had it.
Vox Populi. We must have arrived right in the middle of the siege.
That means the other you and I are probably inside the factory. On our way up to the First Lady.
And what happens if we run into ourselves?
We won't,
How do you know that?
because we didn't.
True. Ironsides.
Press to generate a bullet-snatching shield that places ammo into your gun.
Nice. I did try my best to not get seen, though. Oh, I did not mean to activate that. Right, we need to go. Gotta go find a lock of hair. That's probably Elizabeth's hair anyway.
I've taken your counsel, and you done me good service, but I will not hurt the boy. I will see Fink and Comstock burn, but I will not hold the son to account for the deeds of his father.
You've misunderstood us.
We neither asked you to harm the child.
Nor did we promise that yours would be the hand that would set Comstock's world afire.
A famous man once said,
And a famous man shall say,
I may reach the mountaintop.
but I fear I shall never visit the valley below.
But you mean I won't live to see the... No.
It's up to you what matters more.
Your part in the play?
Or the play itself.
Someone is coming.
She'll arrive a girl.
She must leave. A woman.
And what makes the difference between a girl and a woman?
Blood.
Your part in the play.
Or the play itself.
Turn her into a killer? How?
Give the girl no choice.
And she will be forced to make one.
Oh, Elizabeth's first kill was built on a lie. I was wondering who that kid was that Daisy had. Oh, Daisy knew she was gonna die. Lutesses. They set everything up perfectly. Oh, how do I... Oh, it was down. Okay. Alright. You. Bunch of people. Okay.
Such is the fate of all hoarders and exploiters. Those who had all will have nothing. Those who idled shall toil.
Ooh.
Say it! Long live Daisy Fitzroy. Long live the Vox Populi. The cause justified. All actions against us. It is our time to serve. Again! Like you mean it!
Something's going on. I'll hunt you down.
So that way it is. Okay, you guys just don't snitch on me, alright?
We abide neither dilly-dalliers nor malingers.
Who's out there? Kill her!
Shut up.
Let somebody else
Yeah, there's a war coming. You can smell it in the air. Fear, hatred, people dying every day. But how many more will suffer if we rise up? Violence begets violence, I know this. I've seen this. The rational mind argues for a peaceful solution to find a common ground, but what common ground is there to find for a father who watches his child bleed out in the street? How do you deny him his vengeance? I know that fire that burns deep inside. I know it all too well. And when the time comes, will I be able to stay the hand?
Yeah, you do. That is what has sealed your fate in all of this. Alright. Quarters of Jeremiah Fink. Oh, that's a fancy dial you've got there, sir.
Think.
Oh. Time for sleep. Oh. Interesting mechanics here. Not sure about that. Yeah.
Our current state of being, or lack thereof, has left my brother unfulfilled. The biological urge to leave one's mark is strong, and it is not an impossibility. We could instantiate ourselves back in Columbia, return to an old life for the possibility of creating new. But we died in that world. Returning would mean giving up part of us. Ourselves. We'd become flesh and all that it is heir to. The mysteries of the universe would become once again mysteries.
Okay, so Rosalind is content with what they are now, or lack of what they are now, but Robert is not. Which makes sense because based on the conversation in the boat the first time, Robert seemed to be, ooh, clock
What's
key.
that thing you just picked up?
My guess is that it has something to do with that giant clock out there. And that clock has something to do with opening the door to Fink's lab.
Yep. It was Robert's idea to keep doing the thought experiment, even though Rosalind thought it was useless because of how many times they had failed.
A giant clock.
Sort of. Looks like the mechanism unlocks certain activities when Fink gives his blessing.
So what? We're stuck waiting for the cuckoo to go off?
No. We've already found the clock key. We can manually wind it. Open whatever door we please.
Awesome. I'm opening
Seems
all
like
the
a lot
doors.
of work to lock down a few doors.
You know, if there's one thing Fink loves, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's correct, actually. I want to go in all of his doors. I'm nosy. Oh. Oh, my bad. Gotta read those before I take them. Oh. Okay, he's got his own personal... Able, profit, untold, profit. Okay. Oh. Sure to impress Zachary, you old... Oh. You give the sales pitch, I'll provide the snake oil. Okay, so our boy Fink believed in nothing that was going on here. I like how the sword one was the only one he didn't write on. Okay, Fink. Now we want to go to the leisure room. Oh, it looks like more work. Cost evaluation. Why injectables? Drink plasma requires 10 times the atom that injectables do. Injectables are the clear economic choice. Repackaging will result in significant atom usage savings. Oh, that's why they went to injectables. Okay. I think I get it now. I had been wrong at first. Okay. I was going to say Fink and Suchong were constantly stealing one another's ideas, but the way it sounds actually is Fink would see Suchong's creations through a tear and then improve upon them, and Suchong would try to play catch up. So Suchong makes the Big Daddy program, but can't figure out how to make the imprint work. Fink sees the Big Daddies through a tear, creates Songbird, and is able to perfect the imprinting process between Songbird and Elizabeth, which is what not Songbird, which is what Suchong is trying to do now. Find a way to perfect the imprinting process between Big Daddies and Little Sisters. Fink sees plasmids through a tear, decides to copy those in Columbia, but it's not until right now when Columbia's about to fall that he realizes, or he's probably realized this for a while but hasn't been able to implement it, that injectables are the way to go because it's easier to get the materials and it's cost efficient. Suchong sees later, after the fall of Rapture, or at least he probably might be seeing it right now, that injectables are easier to make than the ingestible plasmids. So he copies that, and that's why when we play as Jack, all we have is the injectables. Okay, because by the time Jack would get to Rapture, it would make sense that probably a good portion of the plasmids would be gone because of splicers. Whereas the injectable plasmids would be easier to make anyway, so those would be the ones you could mass produce after the fall of Rapture or during the fall of Rapture. It all makes sense now. I have been wondering why we went from ingestibles to injectables, and it's because it's more cost efficient, which explains a lot. Business makes the world go round. Okay, kaleidoscope. Seized from the graveyard shift bar. I was at the graveyard shift bar with Booker.
As to the matter of religion, let me place myself in the camp of the agnostic. I pretend to understand the mysteries of the infinite no more than you, Comstock, or anyone else for that matter. But for the sake of argument, let's say this is all one unhappy accident, and we are all alone in our toils. Then who would Comstock use to control and shame us with rules that apply only to those with not a penny in their pocket? If there were no God, you could rest assured the first deed done by the first rich man would be inventing him.
I like how Daisy and the identity of Atlas are portrayed to be parallels of one another, but Daisy truly can look outside of herself and see the bigger picture, whereas everything Atlas is doing is for the gain of Frank Fontaine. But on top of that, I'm just really happy that I understand this now, because I was a little bit confused about what was going on. But yeah, we have plasmid, ingestible plasmids now, because Suchong is now working on injectables as they are more cost efficient. Thanks to Fink. Alright, work.
How to get that idiot his lock of hair.
I swear, if we could have just given him our hair. Going to be a little bit agitated, but that's okay.
Listen, I got you your guns. I'm here for my mission.
But my Booker DeWitt died for the Vox Populi. You either an imposter or a ghost. My Booker DeWitt was a hero to the cause, a story to tell your children.
Oh, we passed one another.
Oh, look, are you there? I miss you. You were the only one who ever... You were my only friend.
No.
Booker.
I'm not even here. I'm a projection of your own.
Could you humor me then? Please.
I think Booker would miss you.
He would, kiddo. I'm speaking for Booker as someone who was once Booker, and different variations of Booker. He would miss you. Aw, kiddo. And to think all of this happened because of a revenge plot. Elizabeth was just angry, and then she was guilty. And she ended up having to relive it all. Could have just stayed dead in Paris. Okay, I'm gonna wish I had gone the other way. Get him, turret!
Where did she go?
Take that.
No escape! Let the others worry about it.
Oh. That shouldn't have worked, but okay. Ooh, Columbia Authority. Oh, I'm not supposed to be going this way. Am I? Let me see what's over here, actually. Ooh, armored enemies are resistant to damage.
Jesus, it's ripe in here. Say, somebody, fetch me a millionaire to clean this mess up.
Alright, I see some stuff over there. Alright, that person's going down. I'm alone up here for right now. Oh, amnesia. Forget everything you know. Marketing note. How do you plan to sell this? Dead ringer. Reanimate dead loved ones and pets. Marketing note. No one wants a moldy puppy. That's true. No pet cemetery. Plant peeper. Read the inner thoughts of your houseplant. No demand for this type of product. You never know. Some people really like plants.
Comstock promises there's nothing to be worried about. But I don't like the smell of things down in Finkton. Not one bit. If trouble rears its ugly head in the form of one cantankerous negress, I've laid in some supplies in the event of a forced evacuation. They're down in what I call my chamber of panic, near the base of my statue. I've set the code to 8371.
8371. Of course, you would have a secret chamber under the statue. Oh, that statue? Awesome. Okay. I thought he meant the giant one that's like outside in front of the building. I was about to ask, how do we get there? Ooh. Okay, we have a mob of people, but I want to get into this secret chamber. Oh. If you're coming over here, I'm gonna whack you. Whack. Oh, come on. Why do you guys know that? Why do you know I'm here?
You can't hide forever.
Did they run into each other? That's funny.
Chasing my own shit. You gonna answer for this, girl? She long gone.
Come on over here.
Hunt you down. I ain't no private dick. Someone else can find her.
Alright, we got 3. Can I take that back? I can. Ooh. Alright, now we're down to... Oh, we got a couple. I can see you. Okay, I'd have to get in through that vent. Where's the other side of the vent? Okay, slug research.
Now, I know there's been some concern about the nature of the work we do here at Fink Manufacturing. Why, some say they're uncomfortable with the purported harm and suffering our research brings. But friends, let me pose a simple question. Is there anything you would not do to guarantee the health and safety of your loved ones? My interest is the future health of your children. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Oh, that was close. Go away, Statue of Liberty Head.
No surrender!
Oh.
Where did you go? Where did you go?
I went away. That is where I went.
Who's out there?
Okay, now that worked.
Oh well.
Here I come.
Is it just the 2 of us, 3 of us?
Chasing my own shit. Can't stop me this time.
Just gonna tap.
And I'll be running this town soon enough.
Just gonna tap. Okay, Fink. Where
Daisy
did you...
sacrificed herself.
Yeah.
Set me up to kill her. To turn me into what?
A killer.
Yeah, well, mission accomplished. I'm no martyr. How did you do it, Booker? How did you...
Elizabeth, I'm not Booker.
And neither am I.
Don't believe any of it.
I'm just gonna whack. Alright, is that the end of them? What is around here? Okay. How do I... Oh, no. Place his little code.
Now, I know there's been some concern about the nature of the work we do here at Fink Manufacturing. Why, some say they're uncomfortable with the purported harm and suffering our research brings. But friends, let me pose a simple question. Is there anything you would not do to guarantee...
Oh wait, this isn't the audio log. Okay. Called near the base of the statue. Set the code to 8371. Near the base of the statue.
Health and safety of your loved ones? My interest is the future health of your children.
Base.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Huh. Okay, that's a person's body. Wants to go that way, so what else is around here? I've already checked that area. Handyman operating wing. Oh, don't know if I want to be in here. I can see you. Okay. I don't think that's... I don't think this is the right place. Right? No, it would be the base of the statue. I don't think I have a code for this one. Hold up.
Can't stop me this time. Can't stop me this time.
Gonna pretend like I didn't do that. Oh, big guy. There we go. Something down there. I think I have this room to myself. Is not liable for any damage or trauma that may ensue as the result of this operation. Gotcha. Hopefully this takes me into that locked room with the upgrade. But we will see. Oh, I'm stuck. No, I've ended up somewhere else. Ooh, I wish I had... Oh, I do. Okay. So why did I come over here then? I could lead some of them this way. Oh, can I have that? Can I have that? No. Oh, I don't want to leave yet. There's so much here. Ooh. How does one get over there? Okay, base the statue. Does it mean right here? It's gotta be this. Question is how. Alright. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, I found it. I have found it. 8371. 8, 3, 7. Nope, nope, 7. That one. That one. Nope, no, nope. Yes. Perfect. Alright, the ability to recover some Eve based on... Okay. Absorption damage. Got you. Was that all that was in here? Now to head back and check the other rooms. There is an easier way out of here. Ooh. Oh yeah, I can't get in there. I need to... Where is that other entrance? There's one more floor, right? Or did I immediately come to the top floor? Ooh, I think I found it. Maybe. Oh no, what am I... Oh no, that's for... Yeah. That's for when we first came in. Is it here? Maybe we're going down. Okay, we did find it.
Hair sample in a haystack.
Oh, are you just gonna... Okay. Nothing out of you? As long as you were cowering from the box and not getting in my way. Why would I pick that when I can just go back this way? Not wasting a lockpick on that. It was not in there. But this is along the path I wanted to be anyway, because I have to go this way to get back to the area I had to leave. I want to get in there. Gotta take care of that.
He's in the way.
Oh, the poor handyman. Tap. Tap.
What are you doing? Hunt you down! Find her!
Oh, the core. Are you an armored friend? I think so. I need to get in position to take care of this.
Damn it. What's going on? Oh, escape, pig!
Oh, I don't think he was armored. He was just a very thick boy. Oh, the poor handyman. Okay, got to find my way into that room with the upgrade. Did I go this way before? Oh, I think that this takes me back to the turret, doesn't it? Oh, handyman parts. Don't see anything else that I really want out of here. Ooh. So many different pathways to go here.
Can't stop me this time. You can't stop me this time.
You guys were not here before.
He'll squeal. He'll squeal.
Yeah, because that's in the direction from where I came. So I actually want to try going up if I can get up. Okay. Oh, you look familiar. Don't like it. It's gotta be something around here, because there's a lock on. Please tell me that you have a passcode in you.
I tell you, William, it's getting so the foxes are afraid of the hens. If Fink was going to hire a bunch of goons to keep an eye on the handyman, he should have found someone less yellow in the belly. Now they're hiding away from Tin Man invalids in their precious little guard room. If you need to get in there on your shift, the code is 2847.
2847. Please tell me that is what I am after. Because I tried looking for an alternate route. 2847. I wouldn't run out there, actually, but you know what? You do you. It has the ability to recover some health based on absorbed damage. Okay. Lockpick. Alright, it wants me to go that way.
Something's going on.
Don't think you can hide from me.
Forgot how quickly enemies come back.
Come back here.
Oh, is that an armored friend behind you?
Out of there! You alright? That's it. I'm coming for you. Here I come.
Who done this? Look elsewhere. Someone about?
Oh, wait, there's also this door. How do I get to you? I have to go that way, right? Guess I can just... It's gotta be another way. I will get that voxophone. Ooh, I don't think I can go back that way, though. Okay, I have searched everywhere to try to get that audio log that's in that office right through that door. I can't find it. Oh, I'm just gonna have to... This is where I'm supposed to be going, right? Where? Okay, I think so. There we go. There's my arrow. Alrighty-o, I'm just gonna have to keep on moving. I think this is probably my favorite plasmid ever. Because stealth is one of my favorite parts of games, and this is just... It's so helpful.
Huh. Seems like Fink and Suchong were sharing their research.
Like the Luteces. Cross-reality collaboration.
I love it. I love the little models. Okay. We got the Mr. B's. More Mr. B's. I actually wonder, are these concept drawings for the Mr. B's? Can I use this? Ooh.
It all makes a kind of sense. The little sisters and the big daddies. Songbird and me.
Yep.
Constants and variables.
Indeed. Constants and variables. Similar but not. Was there anything in here? I'll be taking that. Tranquilizers. Can't go that way. Okay. Need to find the lock of hair. Let me just in case. Am I still out of, I'm still out of the gas tranquilizers. Oh. Aww. I don't want to press it. I want to see what it does though, but I don't want to press it.
What is all this?
Imprinting. That's a wire mother. If you separate a gorilla from its real mother, it will imprint on almost anything. Even that.
Why would Fink care about that?
Songbird. He wanted him to imprint on me.
Well, if I recall, that was a problem he solved.
Yeah, he did. Figured it out in the end. Oh, poor monkey. I hate animal testing. In absolutely every regard. Okay, what's going on here? It's a wolf? Chamber. So are we gonna learn what finally is inside Songbird? Is it really just a machine? Or is there more to it? I'm going with it's just a machine that they were able to program, but who knows? People thought the big daddies were just machines. I don't need that. Ooh, salmon.
What's that?
Imprinting mechanism.
It's a skeletal formula for oxytocin. That's the chemical that bonds mothers to children, women to men, and...
Songbirds to little girls?
Apparently not. Fink dismissed it as an unsuitable vector.
Oh. Let's see what he ended up deciding on. Oh.
These poor things. Fink couldn't get them to imprint, so I left them to die.
Oh, Fink. Oh, I'm happy you die. Oh, the poor animals. Alright, all of these probably just say failure. Can't go that way.
Imprinting failed. That can't be right. Clearly they formed a connection between Songbird and me.
How?
I was so young, I always remember him just being there.
Interesting. It's Songbird, or at least a early model of him. Oh, review of the biomarkers. Were they actually able to put a person in there?
It must be a prototype or something.
Is it human?
Does it matter?
Ooh. Got a little freaked out. Got a little bit freaked out when it moved. Alright, there's more to this area. Just gotta get over there. Let's go ahead and take that. Another piece of paper, unsuitable.
Tried hypnotherapy.
On the Songbird. How'd that go?
About as well as you'd expect.
Terribly? Okay. This is our option here. Into the vent we go, as a little sister would. Songbird and successful imprinting?
Booker. The little girl in the film. It's me. My God. I remember he'd crashed into the tower. I guess he was in some sort of fight. I waited there thinking I don't know, that something would happen, but he just lay there.
Oh.
Moaning. I couldn't just...
The lion with the thorn in its paw. So much for science.
I should have just left him there to die. I should have just... I will never escape it. Exploited, exploiting, me, Comstock, you, Sally. It's like a wheel of blood spinning round and round.
I know what happened to Elizabeth was terrible, but it was kind of sweet that the relationship between Elizabeth and Songbird could not be fabricated. It had to be something that came from a real, organic place of affection.
Well, this must be the genetic sample Suchong wanted.
He sent you all the way back here for a sample of your own hair.
He doesn't know I was once the child that imprinted on Songbird. But to him, all the answers lie in DNA. Men like Suchong mistake an ounce of empathy for a pound of science.
We came all the way out here for just our hair. But yeah, it's messed up what happened, but I do like that it was an organic connection that they had. And plus, Elizabeth can't be blamed. She didn't have anyone growing up.
Time to go back. I know.
So it was easy for her to build a connection with this giant mechanical bird.
It's open. See if anything's worth reappropriating. Check for stragglers. Spread out.
Let's see. Oh.
Come out of there! You can't hide
You see
forever.
nothing. Do you?
I'll fight.
This wasn't here before.
Who's there?
I'll find her.
We are gonna go this way. Oh, we were already here. Okay, we're just heading out now.
Oh, escape, pig!
What was...
I heard you.
Death to oppressors!
See where she went?
You'll die screaming.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything.
Gonna hunt you down.
Good luck with that.
Little piggy! Chasing my own shit.
Why that way?
Let the others.
Well, they're not around anymore, are they?
Okay, I'm back where I wanted to be anyway. Oh, wait, this is open now.
You're next, you hear me? Here I come.
I'm going to take the voxophone.
It has occurred to me that this breakthrough regarding the songbird casts my arrangement with the Oriental Doctor in a new light. What more could be gained by this continued partnership? What secrets that I could not answer for myself? Su Chong can only offer table scraps, and Jeremiah Fink has richer meat in mind.
Alright, so Fink was going to leave Suchong high and dry.
What you got there? Dunno. Just grabbing anything that looks halfway there.
Okay, I just need to get across the way.
Over here! Shake a leg!
Since when did you become Lord and Master?
I think it's right there. Yep, okay, we're good.
Used to tell for the man. Now at least I told myself.
Get back to the airship. Get out of here. We gonna cross paths with anyone else?
Do you think Daisy really even had a choice?
What do you mean?
Right about now, I'm planting a pair of scissors in her back.
Yeah.
To protect a child she was never going to harm. She chose to die for her revolution. What about me? For all the endless worlds, all the infinite possibilities. Did I ever even have a choice? Did you?
Yeah. Booker thought he did.
Look where it got us. Right back where we started.
So what happens when you settle debts with the Lutesses?
All these infinite universes. And yet we end up just going down the same paths.
No, don't take your meaning.
My father sold me to settle a marker. Comstock locked me up in a tower. And I sold Sally for what? Revenge? To prove a point?
And yet, here you are, settling the debt.
And say we find her. The old past their damage to the young. Isn't it too late for her now?
Well, I'd say that's up to her to decide. Justice coming back here was up to you.
Rapture runs on children. Little girls with gold growing in their bellies. I'm not gonna break any cycle. If I'm lucky, maybe I can dent it. Just a little.
I have a thought on that. Also, something that I thought about while I was editing the first episode for YouTube. I originally... Oh, this is problematic. Got it. While I was editing the first episode, I realized that I said that probably the only person that would have had the capital to move Sally to the Fontaine Housewares would have been Atlas himself. However, thinking back to the fact that the Lutesses have had a hand in causing everything that has happened, I'm wondering, were they the ones that paid to have Sally taken to Fontaine Housewares in order to get Elizabeth down there? Are we good? Oh, there's a dead handyman. Alright, Elizabeth wants to break the cycle in Rapture. But how can one do that without negating what has already happened? I'm gonna look around really quick while I think, because everyone's dead. So, I have nothing to worry about. Thanks, Booker and Elizabeth. Mostly Booker. Actually, no, Elizabeth is massive help during these fights. Alright, I'm not seeing anything. Ooh, I want that. Oh, I'm sorry, Daisy. You did what you could.
Change. That's what the people need. But sometimes I feel all I have to offer them is blood and fire. The things they done to me, I can't forget them. I was Columbia's victim, and victimhood begets shame. Oh, what element of human experience is more corrosive than shame? I'm rotted from the inside out. What do I have to offer this revolution except my own dark motivations? When all is said and done, what's more important to me? The people I want to save? Or those I want to murder in their beds?
Ah, Elizabeth. Any chance you might take some of those words to heart?
Has the hair?
Yes, I have the hair.
Deal is deal.
Bring it to Suchong.
Wish I had known this is what you needed. We just could have gave him a couple of locks of our hair. Alright, had the particle to raise the department store, but still needed to know where to place it.
Pretty lady put hair sample in tube. Then, business is finished.
Oh!
What's going on out there?
Bloodshed, violence, but not relevant to our arrangement.
Alright, what are the splicers up to?
Suchong. Suchong, we had a deal now. Open.
Oh.
Do you know
Ryan.
what they call someone who enters a man's home uninvited? A thief. I do not remember inviting you into my city.
I had a deal with Suchong.
Ishu Chong is my employee. It was not a deal he was authorized to make.
What do you want?
I granted Atlas and his thugs
I realized I never grabbed that.
asylum. You serve those same men in a desire to escape from my generosity. If they shall not have asylum, then they shall have liquidation. Give a parasite an ounce of charity. He'll demand a pound.
I'm just looking for a girl that was taken from me. A little sister.
I don't claim to understand what you are, but I know that you are special. There is business we can do together. And so I give you a choice. Work for me or die with Atlas.
I'm not going anywhere without that girl.
If it's a little sister you want, that shouldn't stand in the way of commerce. I've got dozens of them.
I won't leave without her.
My men stand ready to take down the door. In 60 seconds, they will enter the room. They will either treat you as a valued employee of Ryan Industries, or as a thief in the night.
I mean, they are welcome to try.
60
Defend.
seconds.
There must be half a dozen of them or more. I've got to get ready.
Oh, I have to actually. Okay. Let's see.
Traps. I can use the plasmids as traps in it and seed the room with them. I gotta find somewhere to hide and surprise them. Take them down one by one. Booker, I'm scared.
They'll underestimate you, Elizabeth. People always do.
Yep.
40 seconds. You know what I see on your face?
What?
Uncertainty. Who is this girl to you? 30 seconds. Do you know the
I'll see
value of
this.
the shark? Without them, the sea would be littered with the detritus of the weak. The men who come for you have much in common with those great animals. What sharks do for the ocean, these men do for rapture. 20 seconds.
Okay.
I will tell you something you already sense. Atlas does not honor agreements.
I know that.
Andrew Ryan does. I cannot save your Sally, but I can save you.
Nah. Not interested in saving.
time. You're not a hero. You're not even a parasite. You're just a rube. And Andrew Ryan has no time for rubes.
Alright, if you're gonna make me do this.
I've had enough of this. Someone else can find
Quit.
Let's see them. Oh, we got a splicer.
This motherfuckers have been living on borrowed time, if you ask me. The hell was that?
Get out here where
You're still here, aren't you?
Excuse you.
Don't walk away now.
Go to sleep.
What's going on?
Fun's just beginning. They're down for the count. I know you've done it.
Don't think you can hide. Time to pay the piper, sweetheart. That sounded funny.
Alright, we got one more.
Lady, you're working my last nerve.
Splicer. Nope, two more.
Better you than me.
Oh, I'm out of these. That's okay. Where is the splicer going?
Get back here!
Come on out. You got my full attention.
Where are you going? Oh, it's Ryan and Fontaine. That's who's going at it. Oh. Can't have him wasting my juice. Come on, come on. Yes. Good job, Elizabeth.
Lady, you're working my last nerve.
Were you the one who was walking around?
Come on out. You got my full attention.
But yeah.
Don't make me hunt you down like an animal.
Come on over here. Creeping up on ya.
There's the...
Oh.
Seems to me you...
Shush. Good job, Elizabeth.
I beat your sharks, Ryan. The better man won. Isn't that the only thing you respect? Now let me the hell out of here.
Sounds like all hell's breaking loose out there. What's your plan?
I can't just place the particle on the ceiling. It would just tear right through it. But every building in Rapture was submerged into the ocean on a lunette ring, connected to the junction of its load-bearing supports.
That's fascinating and all, but if you haven't noticed, Ryan sent his goons to murder us. If you're gonna pull a rabbit out of a hat, now's the time to do it.
Looks like the structural junction is in Frank Fontaine's office. If I can get there, I can float the building.
It so happens I've taken that bastard's office for my own use. I'll make sure you've access to the private elevator.
Of course you do.
Now hurry.
Ah, buddy. Okay, let's get out of here.
We're not finished! Don't make me hunt you. There's the girl.
There's no girl here. Alright, Houdini's.
Just don't know it yet.
That way. Oh, is it in the club? I keep going back to that one elevator I couldn't access. That's where my brain's going.
There's the girl! Forget it. Still here, aren't you?
No.
What's going on? Got you now!
Get in.
I think I need to go that way. Could you guys figure out if you're gonna kill each other or not?
Put these ideas
It's kind of fun to watch other people try to fight Houdinis. Okay, based on... They probably know where I am, don't they?
Nothing personal!
Girl, Alice's crew, no witnesses. What else you need to know?
Ryan's built up considerable cachet with me. He says you go. You go.
Yeah, it's gotta be that. Oh, let's see if this actually works.
Guy made a city at the bottom of the ocean. They thought it was a wise idea. Better than me, pal.
I'm not taking the...
Of course the Houdini heads out. Oh, come on.
Stupid jerk. Should have never stuck his neck out.
Okay. The Houdinis have a little bit...
Won't even see...
Oh, the Houdinis are hard to get. That's fine, that's fine. I just need
Come on
to...
out.
Get down.
Quick.
The Houdinis are resistant to that. That's a little bit annoying.
There's supposed to be a brunette. Anyone seen her? Look up. The rest of Atlas's crew are barricaded up that elevator shaft. When the backup arrives, we'll go in and take them out easy. Let's just say...
You're just a man by his enemies.
Oh.
Some skirt and a bunch of Too bad we gotta kill the twist. Shame to put talent like that to waste.
Ooh, I made a mistake here. Okay. Oh. Trying to make sure I'm not following on any glass on the floor.
Put up a good fight at the fisheries. I'd expected more from this lot.
Not sure which one of these jerks thought it was a good play getting in the ring with Ryan.
Oh.
Smart enough to know Ryan's smart.
Alright. Did some of you move? Houdini's in that area. Alright.
That's how it's gonna be?
Ryan said the girl's gonna die first. Who are you supposed to be?
Let's go, let's go.
We done.
Oh.
Elizabeth, you know Atlas is going to...
I know. And I'm ready.
Are you sure?
I sent myself here for a reason. Didn't I?
And who exactly are you speaking to, Miss Comstock? If I were less acquainted with the vicissitudes of genius, I suspect I would question your sanity. I know so little of you, but I imagine the more I learned, the more exceptional I would find you. You know Atlas will betray you.
And what are you? My best friend?
You're one of a kind in this world, or others. And now, your misguided sense of altruism sends you to your doom. It's like watching Isaac Newton die in a house fire, in a vain attempt to save his cat.
Oh, this is not gonna end well. By raising this department, we're going to end up causing the New Year's Eve attacks.
There. All the load-bearing columns come into this room and they meet there. Now, just need to place the particle in that junction, activate it, and the whole structure should rise.
Okay, if we're under the assumption, also this is a really nice office you had here,
There's no plan
Frank.
B. Might as well just get it over with.
This was a really nice office, Frank. If we are going by the logic that everything that has already happened is destined to happen, then the destruction of Rapture is destined, but also the arrival of Jack, who we have learned a little bit about because Suchong has Jack and Atlas needs him. And Jack is the downfall of Atlas. Oh, we're going to cause the New Year's Eve attack, but we're also going to set everything in motion to potentially get Jack back to Rapture so that he can finally bring the house down. That's the only way this works. The Lutez particles are so cool.
It's working! Atlas, you feel that? You have your prison break. Now bring me the girl.
Oh.
Did your mom ever teach you not to put your faith in strange foreign men?
Just give me the girl. She means nothing to you.
You've got that right. The girl means nothing. But you, love, you mean the world.
Oh no. Oh, Elizabeth. The room. Should have known Atlas wouldn't hold up his end of the bargain. Booker and I have been trying to tell you.
No cause for alarm. She's well sedated. So, it's begun.
The Kashmir's all blown to hell. If Ryan didn't know we were back before, I'm sure now he's got the message.
New Year's Eve attack.
If anybody's got the line on the ace, it's her. Find out what she knows.
Jack.
But no quackery. She's no good to us with a halo and a set of wings.
I get started as soon as the claw form wears off. Don't see her as too tough a nut.
Oh, Elizabeth, we need some tears. I know you're not connected to the doors anymore, but... Oh, we need an advantage here.
Where's the ace in the hole?
What? What?
Where's the ace in the hole?
She doesn't know what that means.
I don't know what you're talking about. Look, we had a deal.
Where is the ace in the hole?
I told you.
Sodium salpental. Are you familiar? No? Truth serum. Unpredictable stuff. Too little, nothing.
I have
Too
nothing
much.
to tell
The
you.
subject
I don't
is
even know what an ace in the hole is. Ah!
I'm still playing with the dosage.
Okay.
This world values children, not childhood. There's a profit to be made, and men who make it.
We're all plenty scared of Atlas and his thugs, but only a fool counts out the right-thinking folks of Andrew Ryan's rapture. Atlas's thugs have been pushed out of Point Prometheus.
What is going on here?
It's one thing.
Oh, wait, was that lobotomizing tools?
Folks say it's only a matter of time until Atlas's entire mob comes out waving the white flag.
2 weeks.
What?
You've been down 2 weeks, love. Feckin' doctors. Better off hiring a million monkeys.
Our deal was to get you out of prison. What, did you expect me to win your war for you too?
I'd tend to your own knitting if I were you. Now, darling, being that you were Su Chong's lab assistant and all, why not tell me where me ace in the hole went to?
I don't know.
As I said, I'm no doctor. But that doesn't mean I don't find the field fascinating. I keep up on all the medical journals and the like.
I hope you have someone to help you with all the big words.
You know what part of the brain free will comes from? Stubbornness? The prefrontal lobe.
Not a lobotomy.
Now, I think it's fair to say you're a bit of a stubborn one, are you not? A man named Steinman taught me this. He's a bit of a lunatic, but a fine surgeon. He calls this little trick a transorbital lobotomy. Take hold of her, lads.
You're wasting your time.
If you won't remain still, I can't be held responsible for what comes next.
No.
Here we go. You feel that? I'm moving the pick across your eyeball. Oh, still now. And resting it on your skull. There's about a bit over 1/4 inch of bone between the pick and your prefrontal lobe. And that's where this little fella comes in.
I don't...
No.
It was just a wee tap. But I don't expect it'll take more than a few of those to reach the meat. And then we might find you a bit less the mule. Where's me ace in the hole?
I don't know.
You know what else rests in the lobe? Creativity. Individuality. Personality. In short, what makes you, you. I'm just about through now. Last chance, pet. Where is the ace in the hole?
Or what? What, you'll put a hole in my head and take away my memories? You want to make me forget all this? You want to make me not care anymore? Go ahead. You'll be doing me a favor.
Ah! Bring in the monster! You're a regular hero, ain't you? Can't risk ripping the only part of you that's worth a damn. Well, there's more than one way to fry an egg. Now, little one, are you familiar with the term transorbital lobotomy?
Please let her
It's
go.
a simple matter. All I need to is insert this pick into your eye.
Please, I don't know
and give
anything.
a few taps with me hammer.
I don't know anything.
Better to show by example.
Please, please don't. I don't know anything. I don't know. Please.
Shh, it's okay. It's okay. Listen, it's okay.
I can't tell him what I don't know. Where are we?
You saw all the doors. And what's behind all the doors?
The ace in the hole. It's here.
Yes.
But I don't remember this place.
You've never been here.
Then how would it...
The memories you lost, they weren't just of the past. You saw behind all the doors.
Even the ones into the future. This is where I'm going.
If you want.
I don't like it here.
It's a bad place.
He's never gonna let me go, is he? Even if I bring him the ace. Then why am I here? How if I was so smart? If I saw so much, why just send myself to the slaughter?
For Sally.
No, one day he will just rip her open and tear out her atom. All of this for nothing. Why did I do it? Why?
You have to decide.
Decide what?
To take a leap of faith. I can't tell you what you were thinking because you don't remember. But you chose to come. There. In that room.
The ace. I don't know what to do, Booker. Booker? Booker! No, please. Please just don't leave me here! Booker!
He was never there, kiddo.
Suchong's clinic! It's at Suchong's clinic.
That's a bit convenient now. Ryan's got every turret in the place tuned to me and me men's genetic code. We'd be torn to shreds before we got 10 feet.
That's right. Which is why I'm gonna do it for you. You okay with that?
Get me the ace, I'll wrap the brat in a silk ribbon. Bag her and bring her to my bathysphere. One of the lads will show you how to get inside. We'll be waiting for you where you come out. Shake a leg now. The Lord hates a laggard.
You get stabbed to death by a bunch of little girls. I just want you to know that. Oh, that lobotomy scene was so... I don't like medical things. They make me very queasy. Loom, conflict continues. Okay, the plasmid shortage is why, as I was thinking before, they switched to injectables because they were easier to make. Capture radio. Ugh. We gotta go get the ace in the hole. Gotta go get Jackie boy.
Suchong, what the hell were you thinking? Drinkable plasmids? We're burning through 10 times the amount of atom compared to the injectables. And if you fail to notice, them sea slugs ain't exactly growing on trees. Switch back to the injectables and let the eggheads in marketing worry about selling it to the chumps.
Oh, so he came up with injectables first. Fink made the no. Whatever. Yeah. They were injectables, then ingestibles, then Fink was like, injectables are better for our margins. Launching option to be removed from the drill in the future models. I would have liked that, though. That would have been fun for me when I was a Mr. B. We're about to take a page out of Daisy's book, aren't we? What's more important, the people you want to kill or the people you want to save? Is this something? I can't touch it. Imprinting solution not found in genetics. It's not. Okay, no genetic link. No causality. Prototype stage 1. The combination of plasmids reconstructed within a field of quantum entanglement results in fantastical restoration properties. I have fast-tracked this project for imminent mass production and distribution throughout Rapture. This completes stage 1. All chambers must be tuned to Andrew Ryan's specific genetic frequency before proceeding with distribution. Vita Chamber project. Oh! It's the... Oh, I'm dumb. It literally reads Vita Chamber. Oh, that's how we got the Vita Chambers. Oh, hey, Mr. B. It's okay. Oh, they're scared of Mr. B. Mr. B, I need to get by you. Oh, it just told me I could move him and now I can't. Oh, let me try again. Mr. B? Oh. So, well, something's not right. Oh, here we go. I have to be on the other side of him.
Let's see here what we could do.
Mr. Monster's mean. Scary. Stay away from him. He's scary.
Look, it's okay. He can't hurt anyone.
Scary.
Shh.
Oh, she's gonna help them build the bond, isn't she? Oh.
Can you just move a little bit for me? Don't... I don't know how to help you. I don't. No, he's just hurt. He just needs somebody to figure out how to fix him.
Oh.
Maybe there's some... I don't know. Is there some documentation for him around here or something?
Oh, is that the notepad I passed?
Look who I'm asking.
Probably is the shiny notepad, right? Shiny notepad.
Huh. Encoded. Big Daddy will not imprint. If not imprint, what good is he to little sister? She no like him. He no like her. Situation is impasse. Unacceptable.
Alright, there's more to it then. Got to figure out what's going on here. Also, I have nothing. No gun, no plasmids. Wait.
If stupid beasts had half brain, they would realize they need little sister to live. Sisters secrete only kind of atom that is genetic match for them. No little sister, no big daddy.
Well, there's our answer. I guess we're helping fix the imprinting process.
Scary.
I've got to do something.
Come on, big guy.
It's okay. It's okay, please. I don't know how to help him. He needs Adam. I don't have any of that. I don't know what to do.
Going to die. Not fair. We can help. Help.
Oh. I know the reason behind the symbiotic relationship is very messed up, but also it's kind of heartwarming the way they build that organic bond. Ooh, cognitive conversion. Oh, Sharky? Subject to undergo a series of reconditioning therapies. Note, all therapies have been outlined in the notebook. Strict guidelines have been provided. Oh, it's Jack and Tenenbaum. Is there anything else over here before I might want to check this out then. Send to Ryan.
Is that your puppy? She's very pretty.
Thank you, Papa
Suchong.
Not this one.
What? Break that sweet puppy's neck. No, please. Break that puppy's neck. Would you kindly? No. No. Very good.
Yep. I'm sorry, Jack.
Suchong, of all the things I know this. It is in your power to be a different man. What can Ryan take from us that we have not already sacrificed at the altar of discovery? They are children, little sisters, and yes, they will forget. But you and I won't. The memories of what we have done fade only with the dimming of all lights. Tenenbaum.
Well, at least Tenenbaum will find some kind of retribution. Suchong, on the other hand, nah.
Clinical trial. Protector system. Plasmid 255. Dr. Suchong. Client Ryan Industries. Very frustrating day. I can't seem to get the damn big daddies to imprint on the little brats. The protection bond is just not for me. Get away.
Oh, we
Maybe
just fixed
if I
the imprint
modified the genetic
process.
Sequence to allow for. Get away, you fitty little shit!
Here comes Mr. B.
What? What are you doing? Get back! Get back!
Nice one, Mr. B. Oh, Mr. B? Oh, and that's how the drill broke off, because it was an issue with the design and why they stopped doing that.
There's the ace.
Aww.
This is it. This is the ace in the hole. All the pain and all of the death for this.
Oh, we directly caused Suchong's death. You know what? I was upset that I didn't get to kill Suchong as Jack. I will accept it as Elizabeth. I've been here before. Enter the wall. Wait, what else is here, though? Oh, I have to go that way. Okay, we got a garden. Oh. It's a fontaine?
Hey, sister. Over here. Do you have it?
I have it.
Give it over then. I'm keen to get this brat off me hands.
You know what? Andrew Ryan said I was a rube. But he was wrong. I'm not the rube, Atlas. You are. Now, we both know what happens next. Just get it over with.
Well, love, if you insist.
Oh. Okay. We're in a plane. Oh, there's my boy.
What's this? It's just a bunch of gibberish. What does this say? you little whore! Hey, hey, hey! What does this say?
What do you...
It says... Would you kindly...
We've got the activation phrase. Now all we've got to do is get that genetic freak of nature on an airplane, and Rapture's ours. Yeah!
I chose Rapture.
A man chooses. A slave obeys.
They say to save one life is to save the world entire. It is you who are their savior.
Oh, she's able to see everything again.
I can see all the doors. And what's behind all the doors. And behind one of them, incredibly, I see him.
Oh, Jack. Oh, Sally.
Je vois la vie en rose. Il m'a dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours. Et ça me fait quelque chose.
Une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est lui pour moi, moi pour lui dans la vie. Il me l'a dit, l'a juré pour la vie. Et dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens dans moi mon cœur qui...
Oh, bullshit. It makes sense, but I hate it! It hurts me emotionally. The fact that we lost Elizabeth right there in the end. But I guess she had to know in some way that she was going to die, because she went into that situation understanding that Atlas was going to betray her and that she really didn't have an out without her tears or any other abilities. So she did kind of have to pull a Daisy Fitzroy right there at the end, and it's what matters to you more, the people you're trying to save or the people you're trying to kill. And I guess in one way or another, she really did end up breaking the circle by bringing Jack down into Rapture and letting him be the one to bring the house down, setting up the events so that Jack could be the one to come in and finish it all. It kind of hurts that the entirety of the BioShock universe was pretty much just a casual loop, a self-fulfilling prophecy, if you will. So Elizabeth, she caused the events that we already saw. They were future events to her, but to us, the player, they're past events. Oh, it hurts, but I kind of love it. I hate that we lost Elizabeth right there in the end. But also, I think she understood that that was probably going to be her moment of peace. because she put herself in this situation out of spite and trying to achieve revenge against Comstock. Even the versions of Comstock that didn't fully become the dictator of Columbia. She wanted to track all of them down and make them feel a fraction of the pain that they caused all the Annas and Elizabeths. And that spite put her in this situation in the first place, and she later came to realize that, as they say in Red Dead Redemption 2, revenge is a fool's game. But I guess it worked out in the end because she was able to cause the events that would lead to the fall of Rapture and save the children, and in a way, I guess save the Elizabeths and the Annas of a different reality. Even if she likely did not do it out of free will. The Lutesses have been pulling the strings since the beginning, given the fact that they are probably the only true trans-dimensional beings in this saga. Because even though Elizabeth died and she came back, she was physically affected by that cognitive dissonance of knowing that she had died. The Lutesses, we never see that from them. And I'm guessing that's probably because, didn't they die in the explosion of the Lutece machine? So something about dying in the explosion of all of that quantum energy probably just caused them to exist in a quantum stasis that we couldn't begin to imagine. They're just everywhere at once. Maybe. That's just how I'm thinking about it. But I love it. I love that it's complex. I like the thought behind everything. I like how everything ties together, even though you can have certain arguments about the story and the fallacies of it if you, like, study physics and you choose one theory over the other. But the thing about quantum physics is that there's no real right answer. A well-known physicist once said, the more you know about quantum physics, the less you actually know. So you can argue if you follow a different set of thought, but I like the way it ended. I like how it was all a casual loop and a self-fulfilling prophecy, and in a lot of ways a thought project on the idea of autonomy and free will. Do we have it, or is everything predetermined? Who the hell knows? If you think about it too long, you'll either give yourself a headache or make yourself depressed. So, I'm just going to leave this off with, I loved it. I love every part of the BioShock trilogy and the DLC. I think it's beautiful. I think it's very well written. I love the immersion of it all. I liked how the second part of this DLC, Episode 2, was purely stealth, which is worlds different. Or, well, you didn't have to play it pure stealth, but it was easier to play with a stealth mindset. Worlds different from how the previous gameplays have been. I enjoyed it overall. It makes me sad, but also I like to think that maybe in some way Elizabeth found peace by knowing that she had broken the cycle, and maybe finally being able to go back to that Paris in her mind from when she had originally died, that she built up this perfect world for herself. I'd like to imagine that's what happened. But I loved it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is going to be the conclusion of our BioShock gameplays until the day that we finally get our hands on BioShock 4, which is currently in production over at Cloud Chamber Studios, I do believe. So let's hope for the best for those guys and the development of BioShock, because I am very excited to see exactly how the rules, the constants of the series tie into the next game. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you join me again, and I will be seeing you guys very soon. Bye.